Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to video number 4. Yes, but I thought I'd start tonight with a quote that comes from a film that's based on a true story, all about wine, ironically. It's available on Amazon Prime. The name of the film is called Bottle Shock, and it is based on a true story how the Californians beat the French in Paris in 1976, and to date, wine tasting competition. And to date, the wine that they trumped the French with is the most expensive bottle of wine to date. So, highly recommend you watch. It's a great film. There's great music, and well, hey, who doesn't love a film about wine? This quote stood out for me, actually. Wine is sunlight held together by water, the poetic wisdom of the Italian physicist, philosopher, and stargazer Galileo Galilei. It all begins with the soil, the vine, and the grape, the smell of the vineyard, like inhaling birth. It awakens some ancestral, some primordial, well, anyway, some deeply imprinted and probably subconscious place in my soul. Just it's brilliant, sticks out. Anyway, we're going to move swiftly on from that because today and this evening we are going to go and say g'day mate to a wine from Australia. Yes, it's a Shiraz wine, and this is a wine that well, it's kind of close to my heart, really, because I was introduced to it, no thanks, through to my dad, who, if you're watching, you'll know that my dad was a minister, and ironically, the name of this bottle, The Pastor's Son. So I've been gifted this a few times for a Shiraz, an Australian Shiraz at that. It is absolutely magnificent. So I thought I'd do a wee review for you guys to let you know just how magnificent it truly is. And the first thing you'll notice when I bring the glass up in a minute is the very dark colour of it. For a Shiraz, it is absolutely, well, you can't go wrong with a Shiraz, you can't go wrong with a Malbec, you can't go wrong with a Rioja. The list is endless of what you can't go wrong with, but if you're looking to start doing wine tasting, as it is, and you have no clues about wine at all, whether it be red, white or rosé or anything like that, start with either a Shiraz, a Malbec or a Rioja, and you generally can't go wrong from there, and then you can kind of work your way up and you can figure out which one would suit you best in that way. So this one for a Shiraz in 2015, more to be precise, so it's a good wee bit down the line in terms of how it should taste and smell, hopefully. So we shall put that to the test and see what we get. Well, I'm certainly detecting hints of fruit, which is good. Always good if you can detect hints of fruit. Brambles, maybe, cherry, maybe blackberry, maybe, but well, now that the nose has been on the palate, we'll see what it tastes like. Oh, there's a rich flavour in that. Oh yes, there's a very rich flavour of fruits, dark fruits in particular. There's no nip, as I've mentioned. A lot of the times with wine, you get a kick at the back of the throat. And the past few wines that we've spoken about, in general terms, don't seem to have that, which I suppose can only be a good thing, because otherwise it would catch the back of your throat and you'd go, wow, my goodness gracious me, what on earth is that? Sometimes with certain wines as well, you need to kind of let them breathe a bit and bring them up to room temperature, or if you store them in a cool, dry place, that tends to work as well. Particularly if they're cork bottles as well, you can open them up and let them breathe, maybe if you're having guests round an hour beforehand or something, to see what happens with that. But this, as I say, is absolutely magnificent. Yeah, a very dark, rich flavour of fruit. that you can tell, but it's not sweet fruit. It's not one that'll make you go and have that, you know. As I say, it's very, very tasty. Bottled in 2015 by Peter Lehmann, and it is absolutely brilliant. This quote from this bottle actually stands out as well. The Shiraz is a perfect illustration of innovative winemaking today. A richly flavoured wine offering a juicy palate of ripe plum, and red berry fruits, and a long, luscious finish. So I was right with rich fruit. Okay, so it's fabulous. If you get your chance to get a hand on it, it is brilliant. It's called the Pastor's Son. It is a very expensive bottle. I know that sometimes there are places that do deals on it, but you really need to get your hands on it because it's absolutely fabulous. So I'm going to leave you to it. Hooroo!